I'm originally from the West Coast, all over the West Coast. I was born in California, grew up in elementary school and everything in Northwestern Washington. And then middle school and high school years, I was back in California. So all over the West Coast. I was living in Putnam County with my in-laws and looking for work. And I saw a posting for a couple of the districts there in Putnam County. Ironically, I didn't get the job at either of those, but I did get a job at another district that had an opening at the same time. And so that was how I started with 5-Star. When I started with 5-Star, I was an on-site technician. I'm still an on-site technician, I would call it. And it's a job that I've had at a lot of places previously. Nowadays, as a lead on-site technician, I work with Northwest Hendricks Schools, and my day-to-day is, troubleshooting things for students, break fix of various things that are going wrong, but also kind of that interaction with administration, working on some of the future plans, stuff like that, and other things that come up, just dealing with vendors when it comes to them installing equipment and needing to get on our network, that sort of thing. Some of my favorite parts of my job is just the variety. I like doing a lot of different things. I like not being stuck in one thing. So I love that in one day I may be dealing with a network issue, and then I may be dealing with something to do with Chromebook hardware, or I may be dealing with something to do with software not behaving right, or anything like that. I love variety and uniqueness in my day. And so I would say one of my best days is a day when I get handed a new system that I've not dealt with before, and I'm going to sit down and learn and figure out that system and figure out how to make it work and everything like that, whether it be hardware, software, whatever. I love getting new things to figure out and understand. I can think of a couple different teachers I would call my favorite teacher. Miss Rienstra, who was my kindergarten teacher and my 7th grade teacher, ironically. She took a break from teaching right after my kindergarten year because she was having another child. And so she wanted to spend some time at home with her kids. And she came back to teaching right at the time I started 7th grade. And it just so happened that the school had a 7th grade position open at that time. So she went from my kindergarten teacher to my 7th grade teacher. And she was just great in both grade levels. I loved working with her. And then my 1st grade teacher, Miss Gilmore. Miss Gilmore really worked with me on my reading, which reading was something that I grew to love. And I started the year with her in the lowest reading group, and I finished the year with her reading chapter books ahead of all my classmates. And just that process started my lifelong love of reading and getting into things like that. And I just went on from there to reading more and more. So I credit her a lot for that because of the progress I made that year. The way the people who work for 5-Star care about the schools and the teachers and the students, 5-Star, unlike some IT people I've worked with before, is always willing to work with you on what needs doing in the district or wherever. They're not going to force things to their way. They're gonna work with you on what you have. And I know in this kind of space, that can be a major difference because different people have different things in place, and what they can afford to put in place may differ. So it's very important that we can meet them where they are and support them in what they're doing to really make a difference in students' lives and make teachers' lives easier.